Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about the government crackdown. And the government's cracking down on wearing masks and wearing face shields over here in the Philippines right now. And I noticed in the malls the other day that something was up and something was changing, it seemed like, in the malls. And I noticed that instead of the police sitting near the entrance, and usually there's like about 4 or 5 PMP sitting near the entrance, that the PMP was walking throughout the malls, okay? And they were walking around with a book in their hand with a pen, okay? And I think it looked like they were giving out some sort of tickets or something to people. So I didn't really pay much attention to it. And then that was like a few days before yesterday. And yesterday I went in the mall, and what happened was I noticed that they were walking up to people that had their mask below their nose, or they didn't have their mask on, or they had their face shield on top of their head, or what have you, and they were putting their name in a book. And most of these people they were letting go, because that's a first offense over here. The second one, I think they start giving you jail time, if I recall correctly, according to the sign that's over right down the street here. I'd have to take a second look. I think the second one, they can give you like a day in jail or something like that, you know, if you start giving them lip, or they just feel like, you know, you're just being a scofflaw or whatever, and you're not really following the rules, okay? But I noticed that they're getting really heavy-handed over here, like as far as, like they're going up to like everybody, and they're stopping everybody. And I came out of a restaurant, okay, and I had my mask on all the way up above my nose, right? But my mask was on my head because it was just like a habit, you know, because when you're in the restaurant, you can have the mask off and the face shield off if you're eating in there, okay? So I stepped out and I had the thing still on top of my head because I just put the mask on. And the first thing I notice is a PMP guy giving somebody a ticket, and I'm like, uh-oh. I put it on immediately. You know, and I'm sure they give you time for doing something like that. For something like that, they probably just give you a verbal warning or whatever, you know, but maybe they give you a written warning. And I'm not quite sure whether they would or wouldn't, you know, but I just want to put that out there, guys. If anybody's in, you know, any of these areas that are heavy with COVID right now, because it seems like the COVID is still getting bigger here. It feels that way in some areas because they keep on making these ECQs go longer and longer and longer. So the numbers must be going up or something. And I'm hoping that at the end of this one, we have like about maybe 8 or 9 more days or something like that, I think, left in this one, that they don't extend it, you know, and they go down to a lower one. But I got the feeling they're probably going to extend it till the end of the month, or maybe several months at that rate, until, you know, people start getting vaccinated over here. And they want to get at least 50% vaccinated, according to Dutarte. I believe he said 50% he wanted vaccinated. Then he would fully reopen. But you never know, because he's kind of all over the place sometimes. But, you know, that's the way it is over here. And I'm not putting him down or anything. I'm just saying, you know, he does switch his mind sometimes, and he's entitled to do that. He's the president. But anyhow, I just want to put that out there, guys. Be careful when you're out in the malls. I'm not sure how the other islands are. I know that's our area. So like places like Cebu and Mindanao, you guys might be totally different, and I'm sure you are, because each province is different. But if you're in around the Manila area and you're in a mall and you see PMP walking around, make sure you have your face shield on. Make sure you have your mask on, guys. Just a FYI, just a warning, because I just don't want to see any of you guys in jail or something like that, or get a phone call or something like that, or somebody calling me, Steve, what happens when this happens, you know, or something like that. You know, just be careful, guys. Take care of yourselves out there in the malls, and even on the streets, guys, because I've seen them out in the streets too, and they are doing the same thing out in the streets, and they're all over the place now. So they're putting these PMP to work now, and they're really paying attention, because I know I'm watching them to observe them, how heavy they're going to be. Like, is it just like a one-time thing that they're doing this? No, it seems like this is going to be the new norm until this thing is done. You know, that's my gut feeling. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.